the grants lead, the treasurer, and what was the other one? The rewards lead. And so what used to be a vote of 5 people is now a vote of 3 people.
Right.
And it seems like they've given more responsibilities to each of the events and the chair.
Yep.
Heavy lies the crown type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, and the experiments lead is essentially the finance person as well. So that's definitely like way more scope in that regard. So,
yeah, I don't know if it says anything if they've changed what they pay them or their time expectation. Didn't seem clear in the application, at least from my quick skim.
yeah, I don't know either. Someone made a point where they were saying like, oh, if they did change it, they would probably say something in the application. And then
yeah, it's what I would assume, that it stays 10-hour time commitment, $4K a month.
But then I saw some people talking about it, and they're like, oh, this is what it was. Some team members like, this is what it was. I was like, was? What do you mean? So I don't know.
I mean, applications are only open for like a week or something, right? I would hope that we'd be able to ask some questions about like, hey, what's changed? What's going to be different between now and then? So is there going to be a pop-up spaces, maybe?
That's actually a good point. That if you're applying, you probably like would want to know what the
would want more information. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, as someone that's got incubation in, holding status, I'd like to know kind of like where
a backlog.
Yeah, sure.
Well, so they said there's going to be the applications are open for a week, right, or something like that. It's like the 8th to the 15th, and then it'll start the kind of like quasi-public period, or I guess we'll maybe have some spaces interviewing some of the candidates. You know what I mean, in a public forum. And was that for another week? I think was the kind of idea.
I think that's what I saw, right? Isn't it like they're like through the 16th or
so
something?
it says the applications are the 8th through the 15th.
There you go, yeah.
And the interviews are the 8th through the 19th. So it seems like once on a rolling basis, they're going to start doing interviews.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be interested to see who applies. I felt like in the last round, it was a little more clear, or like there was a little more like expectation. It was like, oh, like Eyal, he's that dude when it comes to like grants and accelerators and whatever. John was the finance guy. You know what I mean? Like Kat, as part of JKB and of her own right, was the events person. 8270, has been a long-term community member and, clearly did some good work with being in the first round of the chairs. I think it wasn't as clear before, but has proven himself a really, effective chair. And so, yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens round 2.
Yeah, I think season 2, dude. Let's go. I'm excited to see the updates.
So yeah. I guess go ahead, Tony.
No, go for it.
So I was going to say, like, what are your guys' thoughts on like reducing the amount of people that are, or I guess the amount of positions, right? I mean, because we had 5 last time, now we have 3. I think, was it 6, 5? I can't remember, but
I think it had to be 3 of the 5 had to vote yes to pass something, if I'm not mistaken.
It'll be interesting to see now that they're having to build less processes, if it takes less people to get things done. Maybe it'll be less quote unquote like red tape, like is it easier to organize a meeting for 3 people as opposed to 5 people, to get everyone together, to get everyone moving? Will it be speedier in that regard? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I get shit if I had to give my opinion. Well, I mean, ultimately, you just need, like you're saying, without all the stuff that needs to be built and it just to be maintained. I don't know. I mean, it just depends if people actually can get that done in 10 hours, right? And it's going to be a product of how much proposals that they get in, and that's going to dictate how long it will take for them to turn around. Right. But I would hope that it works good and they're going to learn a lot from these 6 months. And I think that's just kind of how it works. Like if they did it in 3-month chunks, I think that would be way too short.
Right. Yeah.
So I think 6 months is still good. I mean, I know that the council is going to already have some, like Burry was saying, a stack of proposals on their plate, but maybe they would do it where they would review the current proposals that are there and then open it up. Like, I think giving that delay period so that people that have been sitting on their hands for the past, like 2 months or month and a half, could get an answer first. And then it also isn't them like, getting bombarded.
Didn't they say they were gonna like open up like a kind of like a panel or something, like with squinch points and like more people kind of in the mix to go over things, or am I just making that up?
No, that's called the product panel. So that's going to be a group of community members who directly influences like product, right? Which think about things like the studio, Genesis boxes, Pharrell boxes, things like that. I think that's less about the incubator and more about the company product side.
Gotcha.
But even on that end too, it's like Greeny, Squinch, Austin, Julian, like even some of the other team members of Doodles, like they become a lot more front facing, a lot more public, and a lot more communicative on that end. So it's like, does it really make, if they're that communicative with their community now, does it make any sense to have extra positions on the incubator if they're also going to be hands-on
from communicating? Yeah,
exactly.
So Micah, I think that the thing that I would say, that my bull case on the idea of making the council smaller, at least, is that then that would in turn, in my opinion, mean that the team is going to provide more of their resources towards the incubator.
The other thing that I'll say too is it'll be interesting. There was the previous council probably wasn't as public facing, just in general, right? Like they weren't tasked with communicating a ton publicly. And so I think that'll be interesting to see. With less people, are they going to have the bandwidth to be able to? I know bandwidth was a concern in the previous iteration of the council, and so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I for one would love to see more communication from the watch. If the council is not expected to be those communicators, I would expect probably a lot more from the watch. To be fair, that's my kind of take.
Yeah, I mean, what it seems like what I also got through like one of the comments is that they're going to drop a new website once the incubator reopens. So that at least, what I meant in regards to like the team allocating more resources. And I think that just means attention and, owning the incubator as a product and saying, all right, like this is how we're going to optimize it, right? Here's our findings. We did this experimental 6 months. We're going to go ahead and give a lot more guardrails. Because when the council first started, like me and Roops being on the watch, there was nothing, right? There was just like the document that, Kai and them kind of came out and said, here's how these people are supposed to interact with each other. Figure it out. They had to come up with like, there's going to be incubations. There's going to be events, right? Like those, I guess those pillars that were originally fleshed out was like to the extent of what kind of guidance the council had. Now it's pretty clear. Like Ayal did a really good job, I think, laying the groundwork, and hopefully they'll just make it look more sexy.
Nice. Eitan, what's going on, man? GN.
I just came back from a long weekend and I'm feeling under the weather. It was like snowing like 1.5 feet in Pennsylvania.
Were you out in the Poconos?
Close.
Catching the breeze?
Yeah, in Tannerville.
Nice. Well, I'm sorry you're not here.
Oh, is that next to Dulesville?
Oh. Is that in between Allentown and Dulesville?
Yeah, Dulesville. Yeah, it's right next to Dulesville.
It's gonna be like Springfield, like from The Simpsons, how there's like a Springfield in every state or whatever. There's gonna be a Dulesville in every state. Is that next to Dulesville?
Yeah, Staten Island is the Dulesville of the 5 boroughs. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, nice.
That's a good one.
Dude, I heard there might be a Dude York City group chat forming for NYC dudes. Eitan, I caught a little wind of that.
All right, I'll say this. I'm very happy to be added to that chat, but like it's not like there wasn't a chat beforehand. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there was a new chat.
V3, NYC
Dude.
V3.
Yeah, V3.
Nice.
I'm telling you, the amount of group chats, I'm just like, fuck. Another one. I'm like, wait, like, no, thanks.
Problems of prosperity,
I'm like,
right?
yeah, we got to try this stuff out. Yeah, that's funny.
So funny.
Wait, I'm actually curious though, like where is the most amount of doodles in like a single hotspot, right? Is it like New York and Miami are the top two, right?
Geographically,
Dallsville.
China.
Bro,
I mean,
I meant like one certain small location. You're talking about a whole ass country, bro.
I don't know. But
Pick a city.
I mean, hey, I don't know. Let's ask Wenmoon. Let's shoot him a message. I mean,
dude, he had like 8,000 people on Spaces.
That's what I'm saying.
Said, like the listeners.
What?
They have like 500 doodles in their chat. That's what I'm saying. Like they're thick.
What? I missed this.
What?
It was today, this morning.
Bro. Oh, I was probably asleep during that time.
Yeah, it was early.
So when they say wait till Asia wakes up, they're being serious.
Yeah,
Maeve knows.
It's just
Maeve knows. I see you down there.
Yeah, it's just
Maeve
when-
knows.
Dude, the world wakes up when the United States goes to sleep, bro.
That's true.
I'm like running through time zones and geography in my head. I'm like, I think that's kind of right. Like, like, is that correct? Like, maybe.
Wait, I can't wrap my head around this. So there was 500 doodles in a single place, just like on Spaces.
I don't know about on Space, but I always heard that the the Dubro.
Yeah, I mean, there was like 100. There was like 200 people when I first checked, and I looked since whatever 12 hours. It's been like 8,000 people, unless it got botted. But like, I don't know. I normally people bought like hundreds of thousands of people.
I always heard the China Doodles chat was thick, like 500 or something.
Yeah, their WeChat's like 500
That's
deep.
what it is.
What the hell?
WeChat.
Bro, that's insane.
International lab.
Bro, we need to. Yeah, there needs to be a much more. I mean, like obviously we're friends with some for sure, like close, like Cupcat and Wenmoon, Youngson. But like there is such a disconnect.
Jun Kim.
Jun Kim. Yeah, I feel like there's such a disconnect, and we need to bring that closer together for sure. I had
Howard
no
Lee, JJ
idea.
Pencils. Yeah, they're like Doodles Japan, Dubro CN, like Thailand.
We weirdly enough, because of our old TGID news show where the time slot was like Friday at like 7 a.m. or something like wild, we ended up like befriending all of these like Asian doodles. They're like, yo, it's like 5 p.m. here. Like, and we're like, oh, sweet. This is great. So we met a lot of great people doing that. It was awesome.
I love that. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to like bridging that gap more, right? Because honestly, it is hard to like kind of connecting across internationally, and there's also being like language barriers and stuff like that. But there is that common interest of like, holy crap, we all love doodles, and if we're able to get past those like small obstacles, dude, we will take over the world. It's insane.
Yeah, we gotta hop on.
Well, I don't know. I think we'd have
road.
to we'd have to like share the world with Mochaverse, probably. What's up, Maeve?
You're right.
Dude, I was just gonna chill, and then like you guys cracked me up so much, I had to come on, man.
It's definitely the Beyblades, right? For sure.
Oh, definitely the baby. Dude, I went to I think Paji was having like a small little exhibition, right? Paji Malaysia. And I saw Beyblade competitions, like the new generation. And I was like, whoa.
Yes.
It was so just like people just like Beyblading. I was like,
letting it rip. God, I would go out on a Saturday night just to let it rip. 100%. Like arcade bar, miss me with that shit. Give me a Beyblade arena.
High key, I would as well, man. We'd probably be there. It's like, let's do this. Like it's all serious, man. It's all like so regulated right now. It's like you gotta have like three Beyblades, and you just like rip it. It's like, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
is there like a do you roll up with the Beyblades on your belt and you're like fucking activate? Do you have names for them? This is the first question I have.
You can actually they do have like a little box which I presume they can actually put it on their belt.
My guy Sean Lyons, who I will now measure all Beybladers against due to his stature, he had a tackle box. That was what he kept that thing on him. He would crack it open. He had all the parts. But once again, the Beyblades, I don't need to detract. I did want to say, GM Maeve, how's it going? Speaking of when Asia wakes up, what time is it where you're at?
10:30 a.m. Asia just woke up now. Asia woke up hours ago. I woke up late. Been great, man.
Someone check the charts.
But yes, Silk Road. Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't even know where to start, man. So many things to talk about. But I think if anything, I didn't get to meet too many of the doodles holders this time. I think you mentioned like John Kim. I missed him in Hong Kong. China doodles. I think it's been like since even the very beginning. There was already like 500 doodles in their chat. It's probably, I do not know, probably like more or less right now. So since the very beginning actually. Yeah, I remember there was like 520 or 570 like that. That's why there. I think at one point it was like a whole debacle with like, oh, there's like the Chinese was like trying to pressure the team or some shit like that. You know, like typical whale shit.
Hostile takeover, baby.
When is it? I know you guys have kind of had event season over in your neck of the woods. When is the next big event you're looking forward to?
I'm having, well, it's a, so I think that the main one will be Dubai for Token. Yeah,
Oh.
so yeah, I think we look to have Silk Road, but for Ordinals with Orange Con. So yeah, I think that's going to be the real big one.
Dude, this is some next level stuff. Yeah, if you guys don't follow Maeve and Puka Rainbow, definitely recommend shooting them a follow. They're deep in a lot of this amazing
And
stuff.
I mean, do we need to run through the list? The Pixelmon coin coming out, Mochaverse coin coming out. I mean,
anime coin.
I mean, come on. We called those things at like 0.6. They're like 3.5 right now.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, Maeve knows. He does in fact know. I did want to turn it over and say what's up to Roops as well. Roops GM, how are you doing today, man?
Yo, how's it going?
Yo.
Just saw you're talking about the council. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, I couldn't be more excited to see they took the feedback that we gave them, and yeah, that was like how they reduced it. Yeah, that was good. I was impressed to see that.
Was that feedback that you saw the community give the team, or you personally as a watch member? What do you?
I mean, as a watch member, I was along those lines of giving that feedback. I don't know about the rest, but I mean that was me personally. The way how I mean, I don't know if Tony saw it the way I did, but I mean the way how things ran last year. I did see that there would be some ways to streamline things, make things more efficient. Certain things and they make sense. Some things maybe hey, the team should probably be more looking into this. Why is this that way and so on. Yeah, it makes much more sense the way it is. I'm interested to see how things develop. Um, possibly, maybe you never know if they might decide to, bolster the experiments lead role a little bit more in terms of support, maybe hire an assistant or something. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing.
A butler, if you will.
Nah, I mean, I ain't going go down that direction or anything. But yeah, that's for me my biggest concern. But yeah, we have some pretty amazing people in the community that could fill that role. Yeah, not just AL. I mean, he was fantastic. He was the absolute goat when it comes to handling stuff along that lines. And, I sure Tony saw it and all too. I probably think that he sees the John and Harold being able, based on their experience, could handle that, given the opportunity to do so. So, we have the talent, there's support from the team. But yeah, I mean, I think they could adjust to suit. And I mean, I think it's nice to see that they took the feedback and they implemented it, and it's much more efficient in the way that it is. As I said, communication is a thing. But at the same time, not all things may be what you see them to be. Some things aren't under full control of the chair or the watch member. Autonomy is a great thing to have when you have it. So I think this is a great step.
Yeah, no, Roops, I think you hit the nail right on the head. I think before it was like just so absolutely like the fact that Ayal was a dev and was able to do what he did for the foundation of building this incubator notion and all the stuff through Slack was incredible. But it is good that, like you're saying, I think they're setting up the role so somebody with just like the life experience of like John or like Harold, whose roles like seem like they have morphed into other things because they're like, hey, maybe that's not a big time suck, right? Of figuring out like how money goes certain ways once you standardize it. And you set a budget that just, you click repeat and it just keeps doing it. It does seem like it's clearly going to be very different, but I think it's from an efficiency standpoint, we do like to see stuff lean out.
Well, and Roops, you make a good point, about the communications thing, and not even like, oh, what is within the control of the watch or whatever. But this is something I told, the team a couple weeks back. We were chatting, and if the incubator, the backlog gets filled, and people like Tony and like Toasty Co, like if there's multiple incubations, experiments, whatever happening simultaneously, and everyone's posting their own content, things like that, like I think that the need for quote unquote like comms, if we can like stretch that definition a little bit, maybe a little less important if there's a bunch of things shipping, right? And that's what I'm like, that's what I was telling the team. I was like, yeah, when Doodle starts shipping a shitload of shit, like we might not be like, why aren't they tweeting? Like it'll fill that space, it'll fill that airtime with real valuable stuff. I'm not saying just to, blow smoke, but if Tony's tweeting on a Tuesday and then Toasty is tweeting and then, this, that, and the other, and there's 8 projects going simultaneously, like I feel like we probably will not feel at a loss, for activity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I thought the watch would have been. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh,
82. Oh, sorry.
No. 82 GM. How are you doing?
Yo, GM. Thanks for running Ink Tank again, guys. I was looking forward to this one because I'm like, oh, incubator relaunch, Ink Tank today. Let's go.
The campaign begins now. I already pinned up your tweet to the top. It was like the third thing that I saw. But I guess, yeah, I hadn't mentioned it, but I guess you have made it your public intention that you're going to apply. I don't know if you've submitted your app yet or not.
I hate applying. Like I was looking at the application and it's like, why chair? I'm like, okay. So yeah, I need to fill it out. But I don't know, because those are questions that I'm like actually genuinely trying to ask myself, like why chair again? So try to make sure I answer those honestly, and yeah.
It's always why chair again, not how's the chair doing. How does the chair feel?
Sturdy.
Yeah, can I just talk about my feelings a little bit?
Sturdy.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I saw some of the changes, and I think it's good. The one, like if I can, I'll run a little bit. So one concern that I had with the incubator was how heavy the cost was, I guess, the overhead to run the incubator.
Yeah, like what, like $250,000 a year, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And I was just looking at like, okay, how many funds are going out as proposals, and then balance that with how many funds are going towards community council members watch, and does that check out, I guess. And like if I was a holder, well, I am a holder, and that would be one concern that I would have. So during my time on the council, I was able to like observe and see kind of how things were going. And I think for the inaugural council, it would have been a lot for just 3 people because you're laying down all this structure and whatnot. But now that things are kind of up and running, I think we'll see, but I think it's going to be doable within the 10-hour time allotted for each member. I think Mushy has he's improved some efficiencies, I think, and he was really nice because he and I talked kind of throughout this period, and he was like, "Okay, so like, what was some of the main hurdles as a chair?" So I was able to give some of the feedback, and I think the more that those efficiencies can be improved, I think it's just going to make everything a lot more smoother. I think like the incubator wasn't flawless. There was definitely moments of people reaching out in my DMs, and I got Roops on my tail. Like, I know I'm not supposed to have a tail, but Roops was DMing me on all the platforms and like, you got to answer this. And I'm like, oh shoot, you're right. And it's like, so there's a lot going on, a lot of juggling. So I'm looking forward to like a more streamlined process. If I have another opportunity, I think it'd be nice.
Shoot, there was something there that caught my attention. Tony, you look like you got something on your mind.
No, it was a completely unrelated thing. I just was scrolling the timeline, and it looks like Go West is building some lore behind his doodle. He says, "Everyone meet Travis. Although he might think of himself as a pilot, he's usually just a taxi driver, but you'd never know what the future might hold. If you're sitting in the back of his cab, prepare to receive first-class service. The bottled water is free, and you might need it after a night on the town. Whatever you do, don't rainbow puke on the seats. That's 0.1 ETH cleaning fee. And a dirty look from Travis, and nobody wants that. Hop in, the meter's already running."
Oh, that's how he affords those sweeps. He's got one of those NYC taxi medallions that are worth like $10 million. Got it. Oh, no, I guess so. I was thinking with Incubator V2 as far as 8270, you're saying compensation. Now with the watch for round 2, they just took the same allotted amount and then gave it to one person, right? That's pretty much what happened. Do you think that same thing may happen? They might just take the same allotted amount that's budgeted and then distribute it amongst 3 people?
From my understanding, I don't think the amount will change for what each council member will receive.
Per person? Okay.
Yeah. From my understanding, it'll be, I think it's public, I'm pretty sure, but it was 4,000 a month. And I don't think that's going to change.
That makes sense.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah. It would feel like that it would seem to defeat the purpose for sure.
Well, and there was like there were moments where, so once kind of everything was running, like it was all that we had, like there was that moment of, okay, now what do we, like, there's no longer development of the incubator going on. There's no longer like setting up all this structure. So now what? And that's where we were really trying to lean in, like, to what I've talked about it before, but that human element of like finally being able to talk to people who are proposing,
sure,
and help shape it and all that stuff. So I think like, I'd love to see more of that go on. And I think whoever is on the council this next term, I think it's going to be a very different experience, because the first experience, it was like 3 months of just, I mean, we were talking to the finance department, the legal department, the product department, like it was everyone kind of, and it was a lot to set up. So now it almost seems like term 2 would be the fun term, you know what I mean? Like, or the exciting term. But
I think that's what a lot of people expected. Now,
you sure about
that? Yeah. Are you sure about that? So I did see something in the description. I think it was for chair. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That they were supposed to host bi-weekly public sessions. 82. Did you see that?
Are you trying to ask if they're going to be recorded? Is that what you're?
Hey, baby. I wasn't, but now I am.
Fiber in my being.
But now I am. No. Well, and it didn't specify platform either. So, I mean, you could certainly, whoever's chair could do that through Discord.
We're doing it in a walled garden.
You could do Discord. You could do whatever, I would assume, as long as the holders can attend. But I guess what I was more getting at is, like, do you think that reflects the attitude that there is maybe more cadenced communication from that position?
Yeah. Like one, I was on my exit interview. I was pretty honest with them. And I feel like that was one department that I felt like the incubator was lacking, especially, and and I took the full responsibility of that. There was just a lot of plates going on, but what I expressed kind of on my way out was that I would like to see this next term to have more consistent flow of communication out to the holders. And it was like, yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, I'd love to spill all, but there's only so much you can spill. So I would like to see more communication. I would like to see even some different tools maybe made available to the council to be able to communicate out to the holders. I think that would be really interesting. And I would like to see like more reporting, and even the financial reporting. I would like to see maybe it's like quarterly, or just so that people feel like they're more along for the ride, versus like, okay, here's the end of the term, this is all what happened. And it's like, maybe if there was like at the end of the watch, there's kind of this I don't know, midterm update. But anyways, yeah, I would like to see more comms come out, and I think if we can get more council members to be involved, if they have the allotted time, like, I think, yeah, I would love to see just more involvement generally from the council to the community.
Yeah, I think you make like the good point out. Like the inaugural council was not like the public council, but I think because that wasn't what they needed to build the infrastructure. But I think maybe what the fit for the community is a public council moving forward, because it shouldn't require them to have like shovels and picks and hard hats and shit. Well, just like pens and briefcases.
And I think it's been interesting seeing the Doodle team kind of evolve how they communicate to the community.
Sure.
And I think, I don't know how to say it, but it could make for like Tony's giving me a thumbs up. He knows what I'm getting at. I think it'll be like, there was a lot of stuff that we just couldn't talk about, or were advised not to talk about due to things still being worked on and shaped. So
I mean, if you just think about it, they closed the incubator for 2 months, right? And they are making a new website. So I think that they're analyzing everything else, right? Like how you had Austin on Dude Morning on Saturday morning, and he was like, we were talking about New Year's resolutions, and he was saying he sets like OKRs for his like fucking life. You know what I mean? And that's like how he measures them. And it's just like, I don't think like that, but he does, right? He's just a systematic, like he just fucking analyzes things. And that's kind of what you need sometimes, right? Like put a pause on something that you just built and let other people, refine it, and then put it out there, and then keep that kind of up, like up and running. I think in a few seasons, it should be like clockwork. But I think a lot of really good stuff got done in the first iteration. I would say, like you're saying, I've been seeing a lot of signs favorable towards better communications going forward. I think they've really been hitting a stride. I think everyone on the Doodles team has launched a fucking thread, which is awesome, right? I love that. And also in the Sarah thread, I don't know if you guys really got to dive into it, but it's sounding like she's also, Sarah's a huge player in the incubator, is all I could say from being on the inside. She is super involved in it, because, everything has to go through legal. You have to make sure that aligns with, the trademarks and all sorts of brand usage. And she is like there. Like I dealt with her a lot, and her coming out publicly and like kind of like flexing. She's like, yeah, I'm with Doodles, right? Like I was with Snapchat. I was with all these crazy places, working with all these mega athletes, but like, this is where I am now. And her kind of like drawing her line in the sand and being like, yo, check out this chain that I've been tucking in my shirt, and it's covered in fucking rainbow diamonds. We're all like, what? Like, yeah, that's our head of legal affairs. Let's go. I like that. I was like so hyped, almost threw my phone out the window just out of excitement.
Well, and I gotta say, I mean, that thread was shocking to me, just from my like the interactions that I had, and there was like, it's a lot of, you got to have the right word capitalized, all this stuff, right, going on. And then I see this thread come out from legal, and I'm like, oh snap, like she's actually pumped to be at Doodles. And I think that was pretty exciting to me. Like that Sarah thread was
Well,
It was
because
gold.
when I'm dealing with her, it's like legalese like super formal, like contracts, right? That's what all this stuff is a lot of the time. But this was like stream of consciousness, like master class, like fun, like her voice and personality came through with it. And it was really neat to like, for other people to like kind of get to hear her voice and really come out there. I haven't seen any legal team in like the NFT space, like anybody come out like that. But I was like, damn, she's a straight up G. I really liked it.
I would say if you want some content like that, follow anybody on Coinbase Legal. They're awesome. Coinbase Legal is legit. Like they just come out and they just go like, yeah, the SEC sucks. Like, and they're just like, like Gary is bullshit. They denied our request and we're gonna be appealing that shit. Like they're hardcore. They're fun.
It's like
Yo,
here's
send
a
me those
gif of a
people.
dog pooping on Gary Gensler's yard.
Yeah, it's great. There's some Chad lawyers out there for sure.
What I wanted to make sure we do before, because I know we're going to get away from time. Burry, I know you have some exciting news. I'd love to give you the stage to do whatever in chat, whatever you'd like to talk about.
Yo, give me the mic, and that's what I'll do with it, player. Fucking incubator got fucking absolutely stonewalled by fucking the chair, just saying, no, we're not doing it anymore. So I'm just kidding. But I do have a proposal out there to try and involve the community from like I guess artistic and directional collaboration. Like I think kind of like what we did we saw with the Wizzy ministry. So like what I would like to do is kind of crowdsource like the ideas of things that people want to see brought to life and from like a golf brand perspective. I think that'd be a fun idea. So that's like in there right now, but I didn't want to sit back and wait. So I think actually Josh JB's in the crowd. I got him. He got duded up. I told him he better get in before it's too late. And then my other buddy Corey Hardcore, one of my best friends since I don't even know, like second grade. We've been working together for a while. Back when like NFTs were kind of popping, and we wanted to do the whole like. Let's be the ones that bring the normies to the fucking blockchain. Let's build something with utility. So like we, long story short, we like went through a whole soup to nuts build of a contract and went and negotiated. Josh did a good job negotiating. I think by the time we got done with it, it was like 47 or something like that private golf clubs to like have access to play at, via the NFT membership. Long story short, didn't work out. Doodles came around and I was like, well, this is great because like the floor was no longer at 1,000 ETH or whatever it was when I was like, I can't afford this thing. It's way too expensive. So then I like kind of started dipping my toes in, and then they started doing the incubator and then the council. And then I was like, all right, well, there's this like opportunity here. And like, besides the art and besides all the other stuff that's going on, like if you don't see the value in the fucking incubator, what are you doing with your life? Or you're just like, you want to sit back and enjoy the ride tight. But anyways, we eventually decided to just keep pushing along, even though the incubator wasn't there to like fund it. So we've got our primary website launched, which is www.trollsgolfclub.com. And we pushed out a polo and some hats and some beanies, which there's like a little nod to some D2 in there, which may be frowned upon, but there's only a few of them, so get them while you can, dude.
It can't be worse than that jersey you brought to Chicago.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. It's kind of like the weed deal in like Washington D.C. where it's legal.
It's
a gray market. It's a gray market.
Decriminalized.
You can buy my T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you.
And then I'll gift this to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you get a magical ounce.
Yeah. You got it.
For this $250 T-shirt. Yeah.
Bottom of that thread, there's a couple promo codes in there. So take a look at the website. If there's anything you guys like, feel free to take a gander and throw in that Burry promo code, and we'll make sure we get you guys outfitted with some stuff. But we basically just wanted to kind of prove out, the website and the shipping process. Check out. We did it through WooCommerce. I know there's like a big Shopify integration thing come in. Always can be pivoted, but I just would appreciate anyone that wants to take a look. And if they, while supplies last, use the Bury code and buy some merch. And we're trying to really basically load up enough money on our own accord. But if the incubator says, yeah, let's do it, then we're going to, we'll have a little war chest behind us. And the way that it kind of works, right, is like, if you want to play with the best in class, the best in class isn't going to be like, yeah, I'll take 50, like they're going to want some money behind it. So that was the goal, right, is to kind of push some stuff out to get a little money behind it so we can build out a full RFP and basically figure out what kind of merch that we want to go forward with. Like, do we want to do quarter zips? Do we want to do hats? Do we want to do ladies' clothes? Like, we don't really know what it is, but I'd like to get some money behind it, get the community behind it, and then let's build out an RFP. I've got a couple sources that will help us back into like the good manufacturers, but if you want to get the good manufacturers, you need to have some orders of size. And so that's kind of the goal of what we were trying to get to, because I know there's a lot, a lot of support around quality and making sure the brand's right. And I don't want to I don't want to mess that up. So I want to make sure we're working with the best of the best of the best. Sure. And that's the goal, right? Is really to eventually pivot to kind of a spread, paint the world with joy, but more like paint the golf course full of birdies, dude. So that's what we're up to.
Dude, I will tell you, your bar for quality is high. Like, for those of you who don't know, Bury brought these jersey sets to Chicago for the camp activation. And I mean, he just had them in this duffel bag. It was really funny. But
we were on a boat eating brunch, watching the air show.
Burgers just
and
like,
this man
got
had
these cheeseburgers, man. Like, he just had this bag full of like merch. And I was like blown away. I was like, Bury, I have to have one of these right now. Like, it's incredible. I'm actually, Bury, I have it saved because I want to put it in a shadow box. I'm trying to find a way to get a jersey and shorts put in the same shadow box. I haven't been able to figure that out yet, but I'm working on it because it's like display quality. So it probably is going to end up behind me at some point.
Dude, Liz, that makes my heart happy, dude. I appreciate that. And yeah, obviously, like I've seen Sarah's post was very exciting. I had some interactions with her and going through contracts, and it was funny because so I do procurement for a living. So at the end of the day, I'm really just trying to negotiate on business terms, but you got to do all the legal stuff. We're working with legal, and there's no comma there. That's technically not the right entity. So I'm reading through this contract, and it was like, anything that you do here, your likeness. And I was like, whoa. Are you saying Bury's shit from here on out is just owned by Doodles? But she corrected me because she's the person that does that for a living. So we were good there. But yeah, it's exciting to be a part of all this, everything going on, right? And incubator season 2, I think shortening the or making it a lesser group of people voting and a more kind of hopefully what's the right word, like cohesive goal of like, hey, these are the things we want to bring forward, like, and then let's just focus our energy on like delivering well. And like everything I've seen, like Tony, from your treats project and the Pinkster's candle thing, like that is like, the artwork is sick, like, and you can just see like this is like a seed that is like kind of blossoming, right? And you can see the artwork kind of starting to penetrate through the market, and you're like, fuck, dude, like when's gonna be the day when there's the Doodle store when you can just go in and you can get anything from fucking candles to ShamWow rags to fucking pickleball paddles to fucking bars of soap, dude, and they're all just doodleized. Like,
there's so much alpha getting dropped right now. If only they knew.
Apes did the Made by Ape store in Hong Kong that was similar to that. There was like it was all Apes product. It was actually pretty cool.
Oh, don't think I didn't look up Made by Doodles and buy that. So if anyone's clicking on it,
madebydoodles.eth.com. That XYZ.
Yeah, get all the fucking extensions and then let me know what the tab is, and then we'll put it on the fucking incubator.
Nice. That's awesome.
Or 80.
Why is that the money sound on the thing? It sounds like someone's like doing something out of their pocket. Yeah,
leaving your wallet is what it is. Like,
I think cash register. Yeah, like cha-ching.
It's
or like money printer, something like that.
So funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could just hire Burry. Honestly, the way that you did that, like DJ, like record ripping was
that's
pretty incredible.
Rewind it and push into it. Doodle
Stupid.
Season 2. I don't know, man.
That's awesome. Well, I do appreciate that. And if you guys haven't checked out like the site, I pinned it up to the top. It's like he just quote tweeted it from the Trolls Golf Club official Twitter page. And that video, how many beers were shotgunned in that video on there?
Dude, if you're being honest about it, I just made that in the morning when I was like on vacation. I had like fucking, I'm like
Fireball. Yeah,
yeah, dude. The best is I got that hat. I don't know if there's one on there that's got the hat, and it's like the fucking Smalls, You're Killing Me Smalls hat, with the like super large bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's the banger, dude. And I got that because like my window when I used to work in the office was like facing like southwest, and during the winter there's like 3 months, dude, and like the blinds weren't dark enough to fucking block it. And I was like, all right, well, I'm either gonna not work or something's gotta go. And I
gotta
got
get this big hat.
Yeah, dude, my fucking boss is like, what are you doing? You can't wear hats. And I was like, come here and sit in this fucking chair, dude. And look at this computer. And he's like, granted, he's a foot shorter than me, but like, I was like, dude, like, come on, man. And he's like, all right,
put on the hat.
You can have the hat.
You can expense the hat. Yeah.
The blinds were expensive. They're like $80,000 to outfit the fucking blinds, dude. So a $2 hat, that works.
Fair enough.
That's a minimum viable product right there.
Yeah. How could I?
Sounds like you're ready for the incubator.
Dude,
you'll fit right in.
With a foot-long build hat. Dude, the Burry Blocker. The Burry Blocker 9000.
You look like a friggin' platypus standing on 2 feet, but...
Chief, talk to me.
Chief.
All right, so on the topic of incubator, can we just talk a little bit about the website aspect? Like, that is insane. Okay, for the record, I've been asking for like 2 years for a damn website for the Doodle Bank, now known as Incubator, because every single time that we would do a stupid like Doodle Bank thing, like I would always have Tony DM me and be like, yo, bro, can you go to snapshot.org and vote?
Dude, I've sent thousands of those DMs. Thousands.
So is that backbone still on, wasn't it built on Notion? Is that what that is? Is that still going to be the backbone and the crux of it?
I
think
know.
so. I don't know. No, it's a new website. It's probably not going to be. I think that the whole Notion thing is just kind of like as an introduction. But if they're actually building out a website, I would assume it's still going to be part of Doodles, because you know how they have like the subsection for like web3.doodles.app.
So part of the Doodles website, I think, uses Notion on the back end. They can just skin it and make it look completely different, and then just revert the RSS feeds and kind of make it all under their website.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the old like info about us part or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if long term though you saw this kind of look more like the studio, be more part of the web app.
I just want to be colorful, man. Like that's what we're all about. The one thing that was missing was the incubator. I was like, this thing needs to be so colorful and so on point with the user interface and user experience, and everyone is going to flock to it. The whole community is going to go crazy for it. And
Could you imagine that like the incubator actually was just mushy the entire time, just trying to be hatched underneath a fucking Technicolor light?
Considering he's on all the time, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's so funny now. Every time we get the BTS like videos or photos from the Miami office, it's just Mushy sitting at the desk. Like,
and it's like
so hard.
Yeah, they came back. They're like, all right, it's community council elections. There's 0 people on the council, and Mushy is doing everything.
Yeah. That's the real efficiency. Mushy's just gonna do it all.
Okay, Chief, I hear you. Okay, let me just say I hear you 100%. Now, do we know that it's going to be a totally reworked, brand new website that's not built on Notion?
No, I don't think we know that.
What was said exactly? Because I see people talking about a new website, but I mean, I don't want to say.
Why would you? My question is, why would you, if you built the backbones and all the workflow on Notion, and I've never, I mean, I've used it from inputting it, but I've never built it. But I'm assuming, like, if you built all those workflows, why would you blow that up unless there's something way better? I'm hoping that they would just make the UX more presentable.
It's not the Notion necessarily. I think it's more like, because it's once it gets off Notion, it's like, you know, using Zapier and things like that to get things onto Discord and stuff like that, from my understanding. So I don't think that's exclusive.
I mean, you can make Notion look a lot better, is what I'm saying. Like, if you went in there and like did some front end deving it, you can make it look nice, and it still like would have all the functionality that it currently has right now.
Sure.
I feel like it'll still look like a Notion page though. Like, yes,
but not the color white. You know what I mean? And like maybe maybe we have like customized buttons and shit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just like wondering if the new website was like the updated version, like with the new content. That's like, I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah,
certainly possible.
I would love. I mean, what I would love one day, it'd be amazing if it was built solely in the studio. And like they talk about the studio being the home for doodles, and I think that makes perfect sense to have it in there. So I would like to see it go that route for sure.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
but
I think all things need to end up in the studio. I mean, ideally, the incubator would be maybe not like on chain, but that would create some interoperability to be able to give out some badges, and other things like that. If it was all in the studio. You give reputation scores, all kinds of other stuff. Kind of like some of like the greatest hits of like things that are good about DAOs without all the downturns.
I'm here for it, dude.
All right.
Right on.
All right.
Let me think. Is any special shout outs we want to give?
I had something I wanted to back up on that.
Go ahead.
Popped out to me, right? Austin was talking about OKRs, and like my company, my CEO just switched us over to OKRs, and they were like, I was like, what the hell is that? What's an OKR? So objectives and key results, right? So is what that stands for. And I think the way it's supposed to work is like it's top down, where you have your tent poles, and then how do you get these three things solved, and then you break those things out between each person's role, and you all have things that you say, these are important in my everyday life, and what are these things doing to solve the tent poles that everything the company's trying to solve. So I think that was a good point to make, just because it was something that was new to me, and to hear it in like Web3, and I mean, it makes sense because these guys are all coming from large companies. So just wanted to circle up and let everyone know, if they didn't know what that stood for, is objectives and key results, is OKRs.
We do a little education. Just to can I cue this up for next week? Now, I know that there will probably be at some point maybe some like spaces with some of the candidates and stuff like that. I don't know if we're going to be hosting any of those. We'll see. But next week for Ink Tank, I want to kind of put this out there for everybody. So we're going to be having some special guests next week from the Nifty Island game. If y'all haven't heard about that, I would definitely encourage you to look into it. Doodles is one of the communities that will be playable on the game during the open beta. We're going to get more information exactly what that looks like next week on Spaces, but they're doing some really interesting stuff. We're excited. Those of you who've known myself for a long time know that I'm a big believer in things we can do with our NFTs. So that's one of those cool things you can do with your NFTs. So we're going to be learning more about that next week. So please, if you're interested, feel free to come by.
I got a question. Do you think is there jiggle peaks in the Nifty world, like you get that mechanical keyboard that looks fucking rocking, dude, and peek out and hit them?
What's a jiggle peak? What is that?
Are those like hotkeys?
Oh, yeah, mechanical hotkeys, bro. Really let you know that you're working over there.
The WASD.
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. I'm a noob. I grew up on fucking arrows, so I got big hands, so I can fucking hit all of them. But the jiggle peek in Counter-Strike is like, it's like you peek your head out, so they take their first shot, so their next one is like,
oh my gosh,
not on the fucking cursor, and if you double jiggle peek them, then you come out, pow, you fucking one click hit them.
Furry, do you even know how to Doja Flash?
Dude, it sounds
Dude,
like
my
you guys
buddy
need to be
Brad,
here
right?
next week
My
for
buddy
sure.
Brad fucking uses Doja. He does Doja. And I had to like text him. I was like, yo, man, who the fuck's that stupid guy in your fucking PFP? He's like, oh, Doja. Oh, yeah. I was like, and then like, oh, man,
Doja
this guy
God,
greasy,
Doja
greasy
God.
motherfucker, dude.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, definitely sounds like you guys need to be here next week. I will say this, like there's a couple interesting things about this game. They have a mechanic called play to airdrop. And for those of you who have played Roblox or TikTok for that matter, like I have it on good authority from some notable community members here within Doodles that they say that, you know, Nifty Island may be the Roblox of Web3. So there's definitely a lot of people excited about it. So if you want to learn more, stop by next week.
Yeah, and as I see him in the crowd right now, DNFT down there on New Year's Eve scooped up one of my favorite doodles in the entire collection. It's like the whited out coffee head dude with the Cobains
Solid.
on the muted background. Oh God, that thing is fresh. You know, because like all doodles are so like a lot of them are very pastel-y, but this one it's just so aesthetically
I'm having
pleasing.
a mind fart, but like, who's the like, he was like an artist and he would make like shit out of like Campbell's and he would do pictures from back in the day. He was a real weird
Andy
guy.
Warhol.
Yeah, that's the Andy Warhol coffee one for that's what I'm picking up right there. Those are the vibes I'm laying down.
Very Warhol-esque for sure. That's awesome. All right, Tony. It is.
Y'all,
It is.
wait, yeah. Yes. Y'all saw the berry hat, right? The berry beanie.
Berry beanie. Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't
Y'all
logged
know
on the
about
website yet.
You gotta know about the
Yeah.
Berry Beanie. Limited supply.
Yeah, that slaps. I mean, yeah.
All right, what's the website? Trollsgolfclub.
W
Yeah.
you gotta go to www.com. Just kidding. It's www.trollsgolfclub.com.
Yeah,
It's
I want to like
trolls
hover.
like Elon's a troll. Golf club. Yeah, trollsgolfclub.com.
I want to hover over the beanie. You see, the face. That's that's good.
Yeah, and make sure if you guys are gonna check it out and you're gonna buy something, there's a couple at the bottom of my thread. There's some Burry codes.
Wait, did you say is it trolls with an S or with a Z?
Trolls with the S. TROLLS. Golfclub.com.
Oh, I got a coming soon page. Did I mess this up?
No, dude. I wrote a thread about this, dude. There's no way that can't be down right now. Don't make me check it right now.
Oh no, it auto populated at the coming soon. You're good for some reason.
Got me really nervous again.
Oh, dude, that beanie is legit. That's legit.
And I'm not gonna lie, these are high quality beanies.
All right, good to know. It's cold out here in Arizona. Might have to cop.
Also, I was I think someone was it was Ness was talking about the ETH and just shilling to the boomers, and I was just down in the Villages in Florida. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It's the mecca of boomers, and I was just out there.
Old people village.
Old people, dude. Golf, money, STDs, dude, and fucking doodles, minus the STD part, obviously. But yeah, I was out there. I was out there working the streets.
Hey, someone's got to do it, you know?
Now lifts, I guess we haven't really talked about this, but I think we could at least put it out there into the ether that we are building something.
We are building something. Something is being built.
What?
Hey, you know, it's not just the two of us here on stage. You know, we've had a partner. We've had a ride or die this whole time.
Do you guys got silent partners too? You working with BlackRock? Come on, don't tell me you're working with BlackRock.
I mean, all I'm saying is a mic ETF is pending approval. You know?
What? Dude, if you guys are fucking running on Squinch Coin, I swear to God, bro.
Dude, someone launched money sign Squinch. Oh God.
Dude, did they really?
No, but they should.
No, but they
Oh, someone's got it.
Yeah,
You know what?
someone's got it.
Once the crypto on Duds is unlocked, dude, I think Squinch Coin needs to be
That should be just like a rite of passage. Like someone you just get a coin.
Burry's gonna lock all of his liquidity from crypto undead's flip.
Dude, I'm on
Squinch.
To start
right
dollar
now,
sign
dude.
Squinch.
That's my first. Well, you know what is like? Here's the thing: is I had found what had happened was Soul went up, and I was like, let me check my ledger, and I was like, damn, I got a couple of them things, and then I was like, well, and then I bought a rare duplicator because no one was paying attention, and then I had a couple Soul, so then I started to learn how to do degen shit, and dude, that is a deep dark web for sure. So be careful what you do, dude. But then you see that post from fucking Go West, and it was just like, I was like sick of doing bullshit, and I was just 20x long hedging. It was like, man, dude, I wish I had that much money where I was bored, where I was just making wild ass fucking 50 grand bets on fucking 25x. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Wild times. Wild times.
We are so fucking back. But we're really glad to have everybody come through. Maeve, thank you so much for pulling up from out in Malaysia. Much love to you. I send it to Puker too. We'll have to try to set up a call soon. Chief, Aton, my dudes from the east and the west. Much love, Burry. I'm really excited to see more of with Trolls Golf Club. So if there's any other ways that we can help you, just let us know.
I mean, like I said, dude, all we really wanted to do is just kind of prove out that we've got, you know, we can do the website, we can do the shipping, you know, we can get it there. Well, and for right now, we just got US turned on, and I apologize for that. But let me do some more reading, and I'll fucking see if we can get the international stuff turned on, and maybe we can get some sort of discount to offset whatever those costs are, wherever it's going. But I just wanted to prove out basically that, like, hey, like, I want to be a part of what we're building here, and like Trolls Golf Club is what we just kind of leverage from our own IP. Obviously, I did a little how you doing, but we just wanted to prove out the process to you guys and show you that we're here to work and build. So check it out. If it's not for you, if it's for someone else, give it a share, repost, whatever. Appreciate it. But doodles, gang.
Doodles.
Absolutely. Now, I guess Rubes will ask you live. With the applications open, are you thinking that you're going to run for anything on the council?
Oh, me? No. I think we have enough talent to get things the way it needs to be, and I'm not gonna run.
Dude, Rubes trusts us the process? I don't know what's going on right now.
No, it's more like I know the
He's like,
community.
whoa, don't say I trust the process.
Yeah, I know the
get that one
community to
straight.
the extent that, you know, there are people that are more qualified to do this, that are, you know, that would be beneficial to the community better than what I would do, right? So yeah, it's not that I trust the process. It's more like I believe in the community, and I think I know what's best, right? So yeah.
Yeah, no, I admire that. I mean, I do think, like you said, we've seen some really, really good talent that are like at the top of their industry and skill. And if they want to do it, I'm all for them trying to keep us in line. I just want to use the damn thing.
Yeah, and to add to that, I mean, the community council isn't just like figureheads, if you catch my drift, right? It isn't that, hey, you know, we're struggling for communication, let's pick these 3 random people to just, you know, spread and evangelize the word or whatever. It's not that, right? These are specific roles with specific qualifications because there are functions associated with them, right? So just putting that out there in this space. So, yeah.
Totally. And Maeve, I'll give you the last word.
Or not.
Or not. I think his hand broke off.
What a flex. Here's the last
He was
word.
like, mic drop.
No. Awesome.
All right.
Gang. Let's rug this mug, dude.
Dude, please do this. Will you fucking do it one time for me, bro?
Of course. I'm sorry I sold you short that one time, Burry. I'm truly, truly sorry for that. But, you know, as you go about your way, into your week, you know, and as you're riding the timeline and you're like, wow, these vibes are just at an all-time high, you know, if you will. Just remember, think not of what Doodles can do for you, but what can you do for Doodles?